to child abuse and human trafficking here in Louisiana, and how we treat the people or the victims in whom come into our care. I'm a therapist, and that's kind of how I started. I am also a survivor. I'm a hero of child abuse. I was a victim as well. So when you become a victim, you have to either succumb to the things that have happened, or you can rise above them and become a hero. So at the end of the day, we have to look at ourselves and say, okay, what can we import into other people? Are we going to allow the things that we've done to damage us, or to make us bitter, or to make us not live our best lives? Well, nah. So that I wanted to give other people the opportunity, and I wanted to teach them how to overcome adversity. You know, sometimes things are so bad on the inside, or we feel that they're so bad, that we can't look beyond what we have experienced. And so I teach people how to do that. And so one of the things that I do prevention training, child abuse prevention, because the only way you get rid of child abuse is through prevention. You're not going to ever investigate your way out of abuse, because what happens is you have to be abused in order to get an investigation started. So if we prevent it, then we don't have to need an investigator, right? And there are some small things that we have to learn to do as parents. And I've offered this training 5 times for free, and I can't get more than 10 parents in one class. Now I get my professionals, but parents, the prevention starts at home. We are the first defense of who comes into our child's lives. And what we look and what we see as a perpetrator is not necessarily who it is. So we have to learn to look at everything and everybody around us and protect our children, and not teach them to be fearful, but be powerful. And so that's one of the things. So let me tell you a little bit. I started speaking on that, but I didn't tell you who I was, or my qualifications, right? Okay, so I attended McDermott 35 High School. I got a bachelor's degree at UNO in psychology, and I have 2 master's degrees from Liberty University, one in education, one in counseling. And so I started here just doing mental health counseling, going into the homes of people, and I constantly kept getting clients who cases was never closing. So I do all this work. These kids are resilient, they're well, they're doing great, until it's time for to close their case. And 90% of my cases was unsolved. So that means that now my kids are set back, and now we got to start from the beginning. Because now they don't understand how, or the purpose of even coming forward. Why did I tell anything? Because ain't nobody doing nothing. Nobody don't care. And they felt re-victimized during the process. And that is how I started Louisiana Royal Hearts. Because I wanted them to understand that somebody does care. And so I stay in the faces of the CAC, I stay in the faces of our wonderful congressmen, and I keep hitting at them and then letting them know so that they understand that this is a real situation, and we got to change how we handle the victim, or these victims going to stop coming forward. They're getting tired of how we re-victimize them and put them on trial and make them feel as if they can't say what's happening to them. And so one of the things I've added, of course, you can't do child abuse without adding human trafficking. So in Louisiana, we are Port City. We receive a lot of human trafficking victims. It is the second largest business in the world. It makes more money than drugs. So we have to learn and know. So in June, July, I hope to open my first group home for human trafficking teenagers. We only have one in Louisiana, and that's in Covington. The other one in Baton Rouge is for adults, and so we're opening another one in Tickfaw. Hopefully in June, July. We just need some funds, so if you guys want to come over, register for my race, so that will help us to make sure that we get those sprinkler systems in, because we're only about $9,000 away from opening. Amen? All right. Yes, ma'am.
How do you go get about going to the black where your question is stating that a black family, we're notorious for going on how to save them? So how do you preempt this destruction?
So one of the things is we have to change the concept that that is a black statement. I've met people from different races that feel the same way. Feel the exact same way. They don't want to tell anybody what's going on in the home. So the way you combat that is that you begin to reframe our own minds on how we think about what abuse is, first of all, and then who the abusers are. When you start to change that, then you realize that when a child tells you something, because in the training that I do, it talks about who victims are and how to teach children about their bodies and how to teach them to communicate with you. And if you change how you interact with your child will change how they interact with you and the rest of the world. So that is how I change. We have to change. And if we change it, they'll be able to tell, because kids tell. Whether you tell them that or not, they're going to tell it. The problem is how we receive the information that the child is telling us. Parents, stop calling our private parts by cookie names. Please don't do that no more.
It's not a pocketbook.
Because we get cases all the time where kids go to school and tell their teacher that their daddy ate their cookie. We don't know what kind of cookie that is. Tell them. Because if a child come to school and say that my daddy ate my vagina, that's a whole different story, ain't it? Mm-hmm. So let's start teaching them right. So when we change, they change.
Very true. Very true. I said the same thing.
Before, Kelly, I guess you fixed it, huh? Thank you, Kel. Before I start speaking, I just want to